How many screens in India? What is the price difference between single screens and multiplexes? Uh, Demographically, like he said, how many male, how many women? What is happening in the north of India? What's happening in the south of India?
um, 9,000 screens. Number keeps changing because a lot of screens close down as well. And they close down for reasons which are more to do with building bylaws. Sometimes the cinema is still doing well.
Explain that.
But the real estate value of a mom and pop cinema owner is much more, the potential is much more than running it as a single screen only of 1,000 seats. So government allowed a lot of, every single cinema owner to convert it into a 300-seater cinema only and the rest into commercial. So because so fragmented, India never had chains. If there were 10,000 cinemas, they belonged to 10,000 owners. So they found that they could get better value if they converted. So in fact, which is not very good for the industry. But that's one reason why about 500 odd screens close every year. We open, when I say Multiplex Association, multiplexes open about 300 screens. So net about 9,000 screens are total in India. Multiplexes will be about 3,500. And single screen penetration is a hell of a lot in South still. Again, because of the malls and shopping. Bangalore is an exception. Bangalore, we just opened a 200 screen. And because everywhere malls are coming up like crazy. But overall, you have less penetration of multiplex screens.
So you said in 9,000, 1,500 are multiplex.
No, 3,500.
3,500.
3,500.
And what was the number 5 years ago? Single screen multiplex?
Because 5 years ago, so you can minus 1,500. So about 2,000 multiplexes were there.
But the total number of screens are not going up.
Roughly.
You're saying the share of multiplex is going up.
Is a percentage share. So box office wise, 70% of the revenues come from multiplexes because of a higher average ticket price. And people just generally, like human nature.
And what is that ratio? How much does the average ticket at a multiplex cost versus the average ticket in a single screen?
The average ticket price is 239. So you can say the average ticket price of multiplex would be about $200. And the average single screen would be about 80, 90 because you have balcony still. So balcony still significantly contributes to the ATP. So those days are gone. People still have that in their memory because as I said, 1990 is not too far, too long ago when the ticket price was controlled. That's why all this noise keeps coming that the ticket prices are high. But
is a big problem why smaller cities and villages don't have theaters. Things like compliance and regulation, like you need to have a fire escape and this and that. Do they add to the cost?
They add to the capex.
Is that the main reason?
And not getting the right locations and destinations where you can convert them into. Plus, cannibalization happens very quickly because these smaller towns have also got very small population. So you make one multiplex, two multiplex, three multiplexes, they all do well.
What scale does it make sense to have a multiplex in a town?
I think our smallest city would be like a Latur, where we have 500,000 people are there. And we still build multiplexes. Again, small price point. And also the one thing that you asked me about the difference between various regions. South, I'm sorry, I'm clubbing the entire South into one category, but Tamil, Telugu, Malayalam, Kannada, Hindi, English consumes the highest number of films in a year. And the movie going index is also the highest, which is 12 times a year. Wow. So that's how disparate the market is. Now, the moment you start going towards West, North, East, and Central, only two languages. English, also dubbed English, like you said, Escapism, Fast and Furious, Marvel, DC, or Hindi.
I actually have this number. It says 62% of single screen theaters are in the South.
Correct. Right.
62%, followed by 16% in the North.
That's right. Yeah. Because the evolution of malls and shopping centers happened quicker there. And or these smaller films like Punjabi movie only in Punjab, Marathi movie only in Maharashtra. But South is just phenomenal. So pre-COVID to post-COVID, 90% business is back. The 10% which is not back is because of Bollywood. because Bollywood was also contributing
He just points at me.
to South, and because they are not clicking, it's not doing well. So it's a very disparate market. Demographic, gender-wise, I don't know, but age-wise, it's 12 to 34.
Would you say it's similar? Like movie going out audience 75 men, 25 women?
All I know is women take a decision based on how good the toilets are. where should the family go?
Right.
So we did a lot of study and we realized that women of the house takes a decision which cinema to go to, whether it's your daughter, your wife, or your mother, or your girlfriend.
How do you measure that though?
We just got this huge feedback from our own loyalty program that the colors that we use, the way the toilets, the hygiene level, everything.
Wow. Like what color is appealing and what isn't?
It's got to be. Look, our movies are larger than life, colorful. And if you remember 1990s, the cinemas all used to be grey.
Correct.
So therefore, at the cost of sometimes it looking, a little loud, we really try to make sure the teals and the pinks and the magentas and the blues are being used. It doesn't happen in the West. Because in the West, it's like you come, buy a ticket, buy a popcorn Pepsi, watch the movie and get out. So I call them shoebox cinemas.
Right.
Whereas in India, it's a form of an entertainment. People, they dress up, they come.
It's an event.
It's an event. And there's an interval. So you again come back to the
what I
foyer.
was saying, yeah.
When you go to the loo, you think that you're also the hero. The girl thinks they're the heroine. So it's like very difficult, a different culture. And the point you said, trailers and intervals and all the larger than life, escapism. They don't want to see dreary stuff. Very rarely you'll find.
So the split of your revenue, you said, is 60% tickets?
66% tickets.
I've always wondered, if I pay 200 rupees to PVR for a ticket, how much goes back to the person who made the movie and how much does PVR keep?
50%. Roughly 50.
Is that negotiable? Like if it's a Shah Rukh Khan movie, would you keep 40? And if it's...
So it's a sliding scale. First week is 50. And then if the movie reaches a certain threshold of box office, then you get a 2.5% bonus to the producer. And if it doesn't, then there's a 2.5% discount. Because there are so many movies.
And when you say 2.5%?
It becomes 47.5%. So in the producer's favor, our favor, we get 52.5, producer will get 47.5. And the other way around, if the movie reaches a certain threshold, occupancy and numbers, then next week it goes to 37.5 and then it goes to about 30%.
Do you also have a revenue stream where people offer you money for more screens than they would have gotten democratic?
No. That used to happen earlier, what they used to call minimum guarantee or theatre hire. That doesn't happen anymore. Now you just release the movie, whatever the box office collections are, you split it on a weekly basis. That's it.
So what would you say, Ajay, is the total revenue? Like he said, 2 billion OTT, 8 to 9 billion television.
Yeah.
In these 9,000 screens, 3,500 multiplex and the balance 6,000 single theatre. All the tickets sold, all the food sold in that ratio, 60, 25, 10 in advertising, in between movies or whatever. Combination of all those elements, what would be the revenue?
Box office is what is reported mainly. That's about 10,000 crores.
10,000.
But
Around
then you
10,000.
can extrapolate and add 40% for the other
Yeah,
stuff.
that's right. But advertising and your F&B revenue, if you add all that and say what is a theatrical business, because
14,000?
theatrical, but
it's about a couple of billion.
Very similar at scale, OTT and multiplexes and theatres together.
Yeah. But just one more number I want to throw out there is the global box office. And to tell you how small India is, 42 billion.
42 billion?
Billion. So pre-pandemic, the global box office was 42 billion.
You're saying the total of movies across the world.
Half of it went to the producers, half went to the exhibition. And when I said exhibition means 200,000 screens globally. So the 200,000 screens globally got 21 billion. And the producer fraternity, which is all studios and then fragmented, and got 21 billion. So that's how big it was. And then it, of course, dramatically came down in 2021, 22, 22, 23. And now it's slowly inching up.
Hi, I'm Nikhil Kamath. I'd love to know what you thought of the episode. Comment, like and subscribe. And thank you for watching.